Hey everybody, hope you're doing well. I wanted to take a minute just to talk a little bit about what's going on in our family right now. If for no other reason, to record it for myself so I don't forget it because it's kind of exciting. Um, my family feels led. Laura and I feel led to move downtown. So we've been doing foster care and adoption for years, and we feel like we might be moving into a different chapter. That's not to say that we're not going to take any more foster or adoptive children, but we have six right now, and we have six in the home, and more outside the home. So we just kind of feel like God's calling us in a different direction and to move downtown to serve in communities, in lower income communities, and to and I should not just really not serve, but to partake, to be part of a lower income community where maybe there's going to be more needs, and we'll have a chance to be friends with different people, and family, really, to be honest, family with different people, and perhaps share the love of Christ with them. So that's where we feel led. The challenge that we've had is finding a home that will fit eight people downtown that is not in some state of disrepair or way too expensive for us to afford. And to be honest, a lot of the expensive homes are in neighborhoods that are, I mean, they might be a couple blocks from real need, but we don't want to be a couple blocks from real need. We want to be right there, and so it's been kind of hard. Um, so we found this home, that we weren't looking at, and to be honest, at first I did not like because I liked it, if that makes sense. I didn't want to like the home that I was moving into. I didn't want to be excited about the home that I was moving into. I wanted to feel like it was more of a sacrifice. But I looked at this home, I'm like, this isn't a sacrifice. This is a beautiful home, and is right, but is at the same time right here in the middle of, it's in Daniels Hill, um, of a community that is, where there is need. And so, that was tough for me to really kind of wrap my mind around. And but God kind of helped me through that, and helped me to understand that uh, not only is the mission field going to be outside of my home, but it is also inside my home, because our children are from hard places, and we our you know what we're trying to do is serve children and people from hard places. And so so to create a home that is, you know I don't want to say comfortable, but a home where it's peaceful, it's a bit of a haven in the middle of all this, will be a great opportunity, and will be, I think, a good service for our family. So it took me a while to wrap my mind around that, um, but anyway, I accepted that fact that, okay, God, this feels like this is the specific home to which you're leading us. The problem is, God, we can't afford this home. And so it's not actually so much that we can't afford it. I could go out and take a job right now, and be able to afford it, well, easily. But I'm starting this business. I'm starting CloudCard, and CloudCard's mission is to help people love children from hard places. It's not a ministry; it's a business, a for-profit business. But I want it to be a different kind of for-profit business, a business where we give more than we take in profit, and so essentially a sustainable, profitable ministry, a business that has a very real purpose of helping people love children from hard places, where the whole business is designed around that, from giving people the opportunity to take off time, even if there's an important meeting or whatever, to go to a court date, to for adoption or foster care, or whatever. um, but that's the whole goal. And so it's not so much that we can't afford it, but CloudCard can't afford yet to pay me a reasonable or sustainable salary. And it's on a trajectory to be able to do that probably next year or so. Um, but it's just not there right now. So we're looking, okay, God, we feel like you're leading us towards this house, but uh, you're also leading us to continue with CloudCard. And how does that work? Because, so on Sunday, Jeremy was preaching out of Nehemiah in the series that we're doing on Nehemiah, and he was talking um, about commitment. And I felt God saying, "Okay, Tony, listen, I don't need you to figure this out, Tony. I don't. I just need you to obey. I own the cattle on 1,000 hills, and I can take care of the finances. I need you to obey. And so I'm like, okay, God, okay, what does that look like? What do you want me to do? And so I'm just waiting for God to meet the needs, and just continuing on, trusting Him that if this it truly is His will, that He'll make it happen, and try not to scheme or plan or figure it out, because I thought, oh, I could just take a contract, or I could just do this, but then I'm going to be down there, spending all my time working on an extra contract so I can pay for the home that we're living in and not actually doing the mission, which is why we moved down there in the first place. So luckily, God didn't make us wait long, at least for the first step. Just that evening, Laura ran into one of the ladies who went to Haiti with us, or her family went with us on the family mission trip, and they were talking about serving downtown, and she said, "Well, are there any financial needs?" And Laura's like, "Well, yeah, actually, we can't afford this house," and so one thing led to another, and turns out that their family is in a position of having financial resources that they haven't been able to mobilize for the kingdom in the way that they feel like God is leading them to. They haven't found a place where God's leading them to give the money, and they want to be involved with it, and they want to give to something that's sustainable. And to be honest, they and they also don't want to just invest it in retirement, which I think is admirable and is awesome, but anyway, so we had a conversation. We sat down yesterday and had a conversation about CloudCard and what it would look like for them to invest in this company that's, whose mission is to help children, or help people love children from hard places. And what would that look like? And, how could they partner with that? Now, we have, they're still praying and thinking about it. And, to be honest, I only want God's will to happen. If they choose, I shouldn't say if they choose, but if God leads them in a different direction, then that is totally cool. But I think the amazing thing was, here it is, just Sunday morning, and God is like, "Hey, Tony, I need you to trust me with these finances." And then Sunday evening, He's like, "Hey, look, I just want you to know, like, I'm showing you right now, 12 hours later, after you said, yeah, okay, God, I'll trust you with the finances. 12 hours later, I'm showing that I do have the means. I can take care of it. Even if He doesn't choose to take care of it in this way, I've learned that God, that God is able. I guess I shouldn't have to be learning that at 41 years old. So at this point in time, maybe I would ask you guys to pray for us, just to pray for everybody involved in this, because it's not just us. There's another couple that I work with, Luke and his wife Crystal, and they're planning on moving downtown with us. And there's other, this other family that's thinking about investing, and just other people that we've kind of talked to who are interested in perhaps taking part in the ministry downtown. So I would just ask for your prayers, one, for downtown, and two, for God's heart down there, right? Because there are people who He loves and He wants to take home to heaven, who don't know Him yet. So I would pray for that. And then also I just ask for you to pray for our family and the other families that are involved, that God would just lead us, and at the same time as He's leading us, that He would give us peace. Because for me, that's sometimes the hardest part, is to give peace and maybe patience. To just have patience, to allow God to work. So anyway, thank you guys so much for your time, and I love y'all, and I appreciate your prayers.